There you go. Again, guys, good afternoon. Today is August 22. This is our first meeting of the week, and we're here to talk about our first topic, first official topic, actually, which is the philosophical perspectives in understanding the self. So we have a lineup of, sabihin ko dapat influencers. Let's call them philosophers instead. So we have a lineup of a number of philosophers that gave or that paved way for how we give importance to our mental health, to our to self love, everything. This is all because of these people. Okay, so first on our list, let's have the introductory PowerPoint file first, which is missing. Oh yeah, there you go. I hope this will work. I hope that this will still show when I maximize. Okay. Yeah, I think this is okay. And I still you get to see me. Okay. So here we have the biography of the philosophers. We have a number of philosophers, but due to the fact that we'll be having this topic for the entirety of the week, I will be focusing on the three or the first three or four muna, and then syempre the rest will be available, or you can just read them or the remaining philosophers on our asynchronous on Thursday. Okay, without further ado, let's begin. How do I control this? This. Okay. So, yeah, philosophy of the mind. We have on our first is Socrates. Socrates, born before Christ, 470 BCE, is a Greek philosopher whose way of life, character, and thought exerted a profound influence and on ancient and modern philosophy. So, syempre, di ba, like many of us, we want our name to be immortalized. We want to be distinguished. We want to be renowned in something, diba? And for Socrates, an individual born before Christ, until this day, importante pa rin ang pangalan niya, diba? It's something to be, it's something to be proud of. Of course, you're dead already. Pero diba, it's one way of, ito paano, immortalizing your name, immortalizing what you have accomplished, diba? That it will run forever, or it will be alive forever. Even, ayun, despite you passing away, diba? Despite of you not being on earth anymore, diba? Magandang magkaroon tayo ng i-impart, ma contribute to society. And that is his contribution to society. Means other contributions that he has. Yan, what is about Socrates? So Socrates, parents niya po si Sophronicus and si, I still don't know how to pronounce this name, Fainarete, or Fainaret. He studied gymnastics, music, and grammar. He served the military and saved the life of Alcibiades. Lastly, he was convicted and sentenced to death by drinking hemlock. Diba? For some strange reason, um, he was penalized, or he was punished. What are his contributions? So he's the teacher, or he's the mentor of Plato. He's the tutor or teacher of Alexander the Great. And he introduced the idea, the Socratic method, which we will get to later on. What are his recognitions aside from the famous works? My mouse is not functioning well. Yeah, there you go. Ayan. Recognitions is known as the father of modern or of Western philosophy. Contribution niya, biggest contribution niya in the understanding of self is to know thyself. He immortalized the idea of an unexamined life is not worth living. Ang isang buhay daw na hindi mo, you did not run experiments on, you did not discover, you did not take risk, is not worth living. Okay, so again, it's all about how we live, how we exist. There's a difference between existing and there's a difference between living. So, yun yung sinasabi ni Socrates. And I think, yeah, till today, di ba, ano pa rin yun? It runs true pa rin, di ba? That's why we have the terms carpe diem and YOLO. For those who are not familiar with carpe diem, it's called Anyone? May nakakaalam ba kung what is carpe diem? Yes, Miss Bidel.
Sir, napindot ko lang po.
Okay. Sad. Okay. Carpe diem stands for seize the day. It's basically your modern day YOLO or classic YOLO. You only live once, parang ganun. So when they say or when Socrates mentioned that an unexamined life is not worth living, ibig sabihin nun, hindi ka nag-explore, hindi ka nag-discover of about yourself. And hence your life is not it doesn't have any meaning. Diba? So again, sometimes exploration, self-exploration, self-discovery, it should be a huge part ng buhay natin because we won't move from point A to point B without it. Okay, next we have Plato. Plato as again student of Socrates. Okay. Sorry, natakpan na yung screen ko ng power ng Teams natin. Okay. So again, same with Socrates, born before Christ, considered the preeminent Greek philosopher, known for his dialogues and for founding his academy north of Athens. So para siyang si M.F. Hoxton natin, di ba? He founded the university. So in this case, he founded one of the kahit paano earliest academic institutions in Greece. What are his contributions, or what about more details about Socrates, or sorry, Plato? Yeah, named from the word Platon or broad shoulders. Parents niya si Ariston and Peritione. Studied metaphysics and epistemology. Participated in the Peloponnesian War. So he's a soldier or is a war vet. Placed under house arrest for conspiracy and died while he's sleeping. Okay, so similar kay Socrates, na-penalize din si Plato, and this time he died in his sleep as compared to Socrates na he was forced to drink hemlock or a poison. Famous works, here we have founded the academy, wrote the Apology of Socrates, Crito, Allegory of the Cave, and then most especially the three parts of the soul, which we will be discussing in depth later. Teacher of Aristotle, sorry, baliktad to. He's a student of Aristotle. Okay, moving on to the next philosopher, move. Yan. Saint Augustine, born in November of, ayun, 354. I don't know how to pronounce that correctly. Pero he's a Roman African, early Christian theologian and philosopher. What else? He was a bishop of Hippo Regius in North Africa and is viewed as one of the most important church fathers in Western Christianity for writings in the patristic era. So, I don't know much about that particular aspect. Pero, what are his contributions? Sino ba siya? Yan. Um, like having a mom who's INC and a dad who's a dating daan, magkaiba rin yung parents ni, oh sorry, shoots. Gumagalaw siya mag-isa. Why? Wait lang. Stop moving. Yun, sorry. Balik tayo dahil gumala siya mag-isa. Yan, son of a Christian mother and a pagan father, taught rhetoric at the age of 21, whereas tayo sa age of 20 natin, you're still in college, di ba? Became a priest in 391 and bishop in 395. He died in 430. Parang oras lang ano. Okay. Famous works, he wrote the Confessions and City of God, formalized the doctrine of the original sin. What's the original sin? It's syempre, it is derived from the book of Genesis, which is yung ginawa ni Eve and ni Eden. Recognition and philosophy, sometimes called the father of Roman Catholicism, considered patron saints of theologians and those with sore eyes. Layo, di ba? Pero still, okay. We have one more for this meeting. We have René Descartes, born in March 1956. 1596. He's a French philosopher, mathematician, and dubbed as the father of modern Western philosophy. So if you're familiar with the term Cartesian theory, siya yung nag-originate nun. If you're into math or science, siya yung nag-originate nun. Pero syempre, because we're in the field of understanding the self lang, we will only focus on what is his contribution to this particular field instead. So which is the term cogito ergo sum, or I think therefore I am. It's about knowing what you say and what you do, or knowing what you think and what you do, and if it's jiving together or vibing together, or if not, di ba? Kung magkaiba ba sinasabi niya sa ginagawa or vice versa, ganun ang tinuro ni Rene Descartes. This bottom line, the what we call as mind and body dualism or mind to body dualism. So iba yung kilos sa gawa, iba yung actions sa sinasabi, parang ganun. Okay? So next we have John Locke. Um, let's try to leave John Locke and the other philosophers on the later, siguro on our asynchronous lang. But for now, we'll focus on the first three muna, which are my favorites. Um, sorry, nag-end ba ako ng ano? Sorry, nag-end ako ng share. My God, wait lang. Let me just go back, move back a bit, and open a new PowerPoint file. Let's start first with Socrates. Sharing is paused. Ay, paused. Wait lang. Open. Para kung bata. Let's maximize. Okay. Um, so, self, the Socrates. What's about Socrates? Nabasa na natin kanina yung introductory materials about him. Pero let's focus more on what his contribution is to the field of understanding the self. Yes, Miss Bacchini?
Sir, wala po. Ang akala ko lang po is tinatanong po kayong about kay Socrates.
Okay, okay, sorry. Okay, kay Socrates, ang contribution niya is the term or the line knowing yourself or know thyself. Basahin ko lang saglit to, although I know you can read it on your own. The philosophy of Socrates still shines today. Even the most distant philosophers of his principles have discussed and debated his philosophy and teaching. Whether they approve or whether they contradict, malaki influence ng learnings or ng teachings ni Socrates sa larangan ng philosophy. The phrase know thyself has not been invented by Socrates. Rather, it's a motto inscribed in the frontispiece or front entrance ng Temple of Delphi. This assertion, imperative in the form, indicates that man must stand and live according to his nature. Man has to look at himself to find what and by what means. These two questions are fundamental. Sige, mag-pause muna ako dito. So according to Socrates, dapat alam daw natin or inaalam daw natin dapat what or who we are as a person. By knowing who we are as a person, we can know what will become of us, who will we become, if it's in the field of romance, in the field of career, in the field of friendship or socialization, sino at ano ba tayo? Okay? The what at first, indeed, this invitation to introspection must be connected to the Platonic theory of reminiscence. Nag-reminisce tayo, nagbumuni-muni tayo. Everyone says Socrates has the knowledge itself. Just remember them. Knowledge is inherent in man, not outside. Wisdom is learning to recollect. So, may difference ang being knowledgeable and being learned. And syempre, being well-mannered. Diba? Being learned is you get to be doctrinated with the teachings found in our curriculum. That's it. Natuto ka lang, nagka-grade ka. That's it. Pero when you say knowledge and wisdom, it's how you apply it, how you utilize these learnings that you learned, whether inside or outside the school, to make yourself, to make your life better. Diba? Like for example, a learned person may have graduated in college. A learned person may have learned certain trivias along the way. But only a knowledgeable person will be the kind na when he found or when he read articles or posts on social media saying na baha po sa Legarda, baha po sa Espanya at hindi na po, el hindi naman elbow, huwag naman elbow. Waist deep na po ang baha dito, so it's not advisable to show up in class even if there's no suspension yet, gano'n. A learned person will just ignore that. Alam mo lang may baha. Pero a knowledgeable person will utilize that. Hindi ka napapasok kasi alam mo may baha, 'di ba? Gano'n dapat, 'di ba? So that's why why Socrates kahit paano provides importance or gives importance to knowing who you are as a person. Are you a knowledgeable person or just a learned person? With these learnings, do you utilize it to its maximum potential or you just slide it as is na parang alam mo lang yan pero hindi mo naman na-apply, di ba? How then this knowledge of oneself can be achieved only through the Socratic method? That is to say, the dialogue between the soul and itself, or between the student and his teacher. Socrates is as often as in the role of a questioner. Matanong ka, pabibo. Hindi naman pabibo. I don't like the term pabibo when you ask questions. There's a saying that inside the classroom or in the workplace, be the dumbest person there is. Be the dumb, be the dumbest person in the room. Bakit? You have to ignore or you have to let go of the misconception that if you ask questions, you're dumb. Di ba? Laging kaya tayo nahihiya eh. Nahihiya tayo magtanong. Even if you don't understand. Guys, naintindihan niyo ba yung topic? Diba? So, walang sumasagot. May questions na kayo? Wala nagtatanong. Diba? It's not because they understood it. It's just because they are afraid of being marked that they are slow learners or that they are dumb because they did not get the question or that they did not get the topic. Diba? So, there's the saying, be the dumbest person inside the room. Ibig sabihin, feel free to ask questions. There's nothing wrong in asking questions. If at yet, or if at most, mas matalino yung nagtatanong kaysa dun sa mga hindi marunong magtanong. Okay? So, before we move on to another, what do you call that? Another philosopher, let's focus on knowing thyself or the Socratic method in general. How many of you have experienced joyrides or road trips with a family, with a loved one, with friends? Sino nakapag-road trip na dito? Even if it's just local, dyan lang sa kanto, hindi naman dyan sa kanto, somewhere close lang even. Huwag niyo muna ibababa so I can ask you. Okay, so these, we have 9, 8 na lang. Ay, 9 individuals here. Okay, isa-isayin ko yun. We have 10. Okay, huwag niyo muna ibababa so I can ask all these 10 people. During these road trips, how many of you guys, how many of these 10 people experienced na maligaw and when you get lost, who asks questions for direction? Sino yung nagtatanong sa mga locals? Saan yung direction or sa paano pumunta dito sa lugar na to? Let's hear it from JC muna. Mr. Tero,
Sir, yung nag-a-ask po is yung driver.
sino ka doon? Passenger ka lang?
Ako po.
Ikaw yung driver?
Opo.
Very good. So, you're one of the rarest people that I know of or that I've heard of na ikaw mismo yung nagtatanong. Much more, ikaw yung driver din. Why? Why do you ask questions? Or why are you not inhibited? Ba't hindi ka nahihiya magtanong?
Kasi po pag hindi po ako nagtanong, sir, parang ikapapahamak din po namin kasi mawawala kami lalo.
Lalo kayo maliligaw, di ba? Or ano, at most, hindi kayo makakapunta sa patutunguhan nyo on time, di ba? Most of the time, sa road trips, sino kasama mo?
Family po.
Family. That's ikaw yung family driver. That's great. Okay,
Yes po.
good. Si JC ay isa sa mga rare species na marunong magtanong. My dad, for some strange reason, doesn't want to ask questions or doesn't ask for direction. Parang yun yung ikamamatay niya. Ikamamatay niya pag nagtanong siya. I don't know if it's ego, tamad, nahihiya, or whatnot. Pero we'll get to that later. How about Miss Trisha? Hello, Trisha. Girl, okay ka lang?
Rinig
Ano?
po.
Oo, malinaw na. Ano nangyari sa'yo?
Pag when it comes to road trip po with friends, ako po yung nagtatanong kasi shy type po yung mga kasama ko. Pero when it comes to family naman po, lagi po kong tulog.
Pag tropa kasama mo, okay lang. Pero pag,
Opo.
pag family, tulog ka, that's nice. At least, di ba, you have the, hindi naman decency. You have the right mindset to help out or to be with friends, di ba, sa biyahe. Whereas pag family, tulog ka na, no? Ako hindi eh. Consistent ako, whether family or friends, tulog ako lagi. So it's not about the journey, but the destination lang sa akin, kabaligtaran na akin. So, with friends, sino yung nagtatanong usually sa road trips niyo?
Usually ako lang po sir kasi lutang po yung mga kasama ko eh.
Okay? Pag family, sino nagtatanong in your behalf? Kasi tulog ka na pag family ang kasama mo.
Yung yung driver po or kaya yung nasa passenger seat po.
Most of the time, sino yung driver niyo pag family trip?
Yung service po.
Ay, taray, may driver, may official driver. Ang syala. Okay, okay. And most of the time, sino yung nasa passenger seat?
Is yung tito ko po.
May driver, may designated driver. Taray. Okay, thank you for that, Trisha. Oh, Bidel, Sam.
Sir
Oh, ano?
po.
Same question. Go.
Ay, ano po, tawag dito, yung sa passenger po usually nagtatanong, ano nga po yung sa katabi ng driver? Yung sa shotgun seat?
Passenger seat?
I mean, passenger po usually nagtatanong sa ways?
Ah, ah, ah. Ba't hindi yung driver?
And minsan yung driver po, depende po sino yung driver. 'Pag yung pinsan ko po kasi yung driver, siya po nagtatanong. Pero kapag po yung papa niya po yung driver, yung asawa niya po yung nagtatanong.
Hindi yung tito. Never yung tito.
Never din po.
Bakit? Eh, di ba minsan nasa passenger seat si tito? Lagi tito eh, no? Bakit?
Hindi ko po alam, hindi niya po kasi hilig magsalita. Tapos parang 'pag nagtatanong siya parang ewan, mahiyain din po kasi.
Iba naman yung mahiyaan sa hindi marunong magsalita talaga. Sa bagay. Oo nga naman.
Opo.
Sige, salamat. Let's hear it from Bea. Hello, Bea.
Hi sir, rinig po ba?
Malinaw.
Ayun po. Sa amin po sir, depende po kung sino yung mas malapit dun sa pagtatanungan. Puwede pong si daddy yung driver or si mommy po dun sa shotgun seat po.
Okay, okay.
Ah.
So, your dad doesn't have any qualms having to ask questions.
Wala naman po sir, kasi
Very
yun
good.
nga po, it's for our own good din po.
Very good. Same with kay JC kanina, tama 'yan. 'Di ba? Kasi well, I don't get why some men lang kasi hindi ko naman na-experience na mag-drive yung babae. Why some men have find it hard to ask questions. Hindi ko alam kung pride ba na ayaw nila maging obvious na naligaw sila or na hindi na nila alam yung pinupuntahan nila, parang gano'n. I think it's pride. I don't know. Pero yeah, it's a good thing that your dad doesn't have any qualms. Kung sino yung pinakamalapit sa pagtatanungan, syempre minsan it's on the left side or on the right side, di ba? So yeah. Thank you, Miss Bea. Cindy. Hello, Cindy.
Hello po, sir. Rinig po ba ako?
Opo.
Hindi pa po kasi kami naliligaw kasi po maliit lang naman po yung isla tapos sa uludok po namin. Pero kung maliligaw po kami, yung driver po yung nagtatanong.
Ba't isla?
Sa Semerara po kasi ako, sir, nakatira.
Saan?
Semerara Island po.
Ano yun? Saan yun? Ano yun?
Mining.
Sorry.
Parang kilala po yung isla namin sa coal mining. Malapit po kami sa Boracay.
Oh! That's nice. Buti maganda yung reception. Maganda yung signal sa inyo.
Nandito po ako, sir, sa Manila, nagdo-dorm. Malapit po sa inyo.
Okay. Akala ko nandun ka right now. Sige.
Pero malakas ako po signal doon.
Malakas din. Anong signal doon?
Apo.
Anong network ang malakas doon?
Parehas po, Globe at saka TNT.
Globe at sasabi ko, TM. Iisa lang pala yun. Iisa lang yun. Okay, that's nice, ha? So, technically, Globe and Smart pareho malakas. Kasi, even if yung mga Tanay Rizal, di ba? Tanay Rizal, it's still in Rizal, which is NCR. Pero, ang hina or walang signal di ba? So, parang, having to hear na parang it's an island close to Boracay. Maliit. May signal, maganda signal. It's nice. Thank you for that, Cindy. Let's have tricks.
Rinig po ako, sir.
Hindi ka rinig.
Ay,
Sige, go.
ano po, yung tatay ko po, yung driver po. Tas minsan po ako kasi ako po yung madalas katabi kapag naalis po kami.
So, with that being said, you're the designated na ikaw yung designated ally. Di ba pag
Opo.
gano'n, pag ikaw yung katabi ng driver or whatnot, kailangan gising ka rin kasi as long as gising yung driver at nagda-drive, dapat gising ka para i-entertain or hindi makatulog yung driver. Ikaw yon?
Opo, kasi parang kapag katabi ko po yung tatay ko as driver siya, para pong conductor ako sa tabi niya.
Tama,
ganun.
oo. Sakit sa ulo nun. Alam mo, pag antok na antok ka na, hindi ka pwede matulog, di ba? Anyways,
Opo.
thank you, Trix. Chiki! Hello, Chiki!
Hi, sir.
Same question.
So, sir, di ko pa po naranasan na like maligaw po. So, hindi ko po sasagot. Pero
Never
usually
ka
po,
naliligaw?
hindi
Or at
po.
least yung mga road trips nyo, never pa kayo naliligaw? Or anywhere, kahit sa mall, first time going to this particular mall, hindi ka na never kayo nagtanong?
Ay, pag ganun po, usually po ako.
Ah,
Since makapal po ang mukha, Char.
okay, good. Usually, sino bang kasama mo pag mga ganun?
Family ko po.
Tapos ikaw talaga yung talagang
Yes
ikaw
po. Ako
yung
po
customer
si-
service nila. Okay.
Yes po.
That's nice. Well, sa ganun, pag sa malls, I'm the one who insists on asking questions. Yung wife ko hindi mahilig magtanong yan eh. Ako, gusto ko magtanong para makarating kaagad ako sa boutique or sa shop na gusto namin or kailangan namin puntahan. Ayaw na nun eh. Hindi ko lang bakit. Yung trip niya eh. Anyways, thank you for that, Kiki. Let's hear it from Jerome. Sorry, Jerome. Pinaghalo ko si Mr. Yung Tobias na last name and Jeremy na first name. Mr. Jeremy.
Hello po, sir. Kapag road trip po namin is ako po palaging nagtatanong. Kasi po yung father ko po is medyo kabado po magtanong sa ibang.
Bakit ka ba
Kaya ako po-
magtanong?
Hindi ko po alam pero parang nahihiya po siguro, sir.
Nahihiya
Or ganun.
lang. Iba yung kabado magtanong. Kasi pag kabado, takot siya magtanong, takot siya sa mga tao, pwede naman niya sagasaan anytime eh. So, joke. Pero yeah. So ikaw yung taga-tanong. That's nice.
Yes po, sir.
So, ibig sabihin gising ka rin the entire road trip or the entire journey.
Yes po, sir.
Saka sa mga
Pero usually po okay lang naman po kahit hindi na po magtanong kasi may Google Maps na po.
hindi. Syempre, for instances na pumalya si Waze or pumalya si Google Maps, yun. So, talaga ikaw yung taga-tanong. Okay, that's nice.
Yes po.
Kasi minsan pag kami, we have Waze, we have Google Maps, pero there are cases na it's a dead spot or parang sira ang GPS for some strange reason. Nagkakaroon ng dead spot, tapos pagbalik hindi na gumagana normally or functionally yung GPS. Minsan kailangan magtanong. And that's nice. Thank you for that, Jeremy. Beadle Ann, your turn.
Hello, sir. Rinig po ba ako? Sir, depende po. Kasi pag sa road trip po with family, ang kadalasan pong bumababa ng sasakyan or nagtatanong po is yung dad and mom ko po. At hindi po nila kami hinahayaan na kami po yung bumaba ng sasakyan para po magtanong or magtanong po sa sa strangers po. Kasi sabi po nila na mas gusto daw po nila na sila daw po yung nagtatanong para sabihin daw po sa kanila yung totoo. Kasi pag baka daw po kami yung magtanong, syempre po babae po kaming dalawa ng sister ko, baka
Ay,
iligaw po
talaga?
kami lalo. Yes,
The joke
sir.
lang. Ah,
And then po, pag road trip naman po with friends, actually po, ako po yung nagtatanong. Kasi kadalasan po, sila po yung tulog, tas ako lang po yung gising. Kasi po natatakot po ako sa mangyari. Kasi yung mga kaibigan ko po, may konting katupakan po. Minsan binibilisan nila yung pagdadrive, minsan binabagalan po nila. Kaya hindi po talaga ako natutulog. Tapos, nahihiya din po sila magtanong. And then, pag sa ano naman po, pag sa malls po, ako din po yung nagtatanong kasi syunga-syunga po
baka sa bakasyon nitong taon 'to.
tatanong po sila sa ano, sa tao po, hindi po sila magtatanong doon sa,
Yung mga customer
nagtatrabaho
service,
po doon
oo.
sa ano, malls po, gano'n. Pero po 'pag ako po yung nagda-drive po, 'pag motor, ganyan po, hindi po ako yung nagtatanong, nahihiya po ako. Kasi feeling ko po 'pag ako po yung nagtatanong ta's ako po yung nagda-drive, iniisip ko po na sinasabi po ng tao na pinagtatanungan is hindi po ako marunong sa directions po, gano'n.
May ano, na napangungunahan ka na ng parang possible na discrimination sa'yo, you being the driver. Okay,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Pero ang weird nga rin din ano, 'pag sa malls, tao yung tinatanungan, hindi na lang maghanap ng guard or nung parang sales lady. Customer din, as in parang mall goer lang din yung tatanungan. Weird lang din. O nga, siya nga rin eh, no? Okay, thank you for that. Nakisyo nga na lang. Thank you for that, Bidel. Let's have Miss Danica, Miss Maria Danica.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Usually po ang nagtatanong po sa amin is tita ko po 'pag sa road trip.
Bakit? Anong tita mo?
Sa passenger seat po siya kasi po 'pag yung tito ko po yung driver, minsan po hindi po siya yung maintindihan ng mga
Bakit?
pinagtatanungan. Ano po
Paano?
kasi siya, Dutch. So
Foreigner.
hindi po siya magaling sa English kasi hindi naman po gano'n sa English yung salita
Yeah,
nila.
hindi first language, hindi English first language nila. Okay, okay.
Yun lang.
That's a good reason, 'di ba? For him not to be asked the question kasi syempre may language barrier ika nga. So yung tita
Opo.
mo taga-tanong talaga. Okay, that's great. Yan, 'di ba? Yun yung mga rare instances that valid naman ang reason ba't hindi nagtatanong yung driver. That's good. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Si Eloy, Miss Mary Eloisa.
Good afternoon po, sir. Pag about po sa road trip po with my family, ang madalas pong nagtatanong po is yung mama ko po pag nasa passenger seat po siya. Kasi po yung papa ko po, nakikinig lang po siya doon sa pinagtatanungan po, tapos tsaka niya po gagawin kung saan po pupunta.
Tama. Me being once in a lifetime or once upon a time a driver myself, syempre parang ang focus ko is to how to drive effectively, carefully, 'di ba? And so yun yung gusto ko sana passenger or yung pasahero ko would be the one to ask questions, not because I'm shy, not because I'm expecting a discrimination, but rather I just want to focus on the driving. So I would I would want sana for whoever passenger I have to be the one asking questions. So yeah, okay. Last we have Miss Mary Grace.
Hello po, sir. Good afternoon po.
Good afternoon.
Ano po, pag sa family and even po sa friends, lagi po ako yung nagtatanong. Kahit hindi na po nila sabihin na magtatanong pa din po ako kung saan yung mismong place. Para na din po sa, ayun po, para hindi po maligaw.
Okay, okay. Pero do you often get lost?
Minsan po,
Ano yung minsan? Once a week?
hindi naman, sir.
Bakit? Bakit kayo naliligaw? Ayan, katulad ng nasabi kayo ni forgot yung name, na
Sa
parang
ano po,
ways.
yung ways po, prankster minsan.
Pag naliligaw tayo ni ways.
Opo.
Okay, yeah, understandable. Actually, sa Rizal, we have good internet pero minsan nagkakaroon ng dead spot. Hence, our subdivision does not appear on Waze. Sa Grab lang minsan, Grab map. Pero if they use Waze to find our location, maliligaw sila. Hindi nag-a-appear yung lugar namin sa mapa eh. That's crazy. Anyways, yun. Siyempre sila lang yung nag-raise ng hands. Thank you for those people those 10 people who contributed or participated. Let me just lower your hands muna. Maraming salamat muna. Okay. Ano ba mag-lower hand dito? Ayun. Naengot na. Okay. Isa pa pala ako. Okay. Yan. So, syempre, you guys are nurses, you guys are future doctors, future medical practitioners, di ba? It's important for you to have or to be familiar with the Socratic method. Socratic method is basically um, two-pronged yan eh. The first one is to keep asking questions, di ba? Especially sa medical field nyo, eventually, you can actually kill a patient if you did not or if you don't ponder, if you are not inquisitive. Pag sinabi lang ng pasyente yung sakit niya and you did not ponder, you did not yun nga, you did not ask follow-up questions, then most likely baka mali yung ano kasi syempre obviously due to the to the accessibility of the internet, sometimes patients self-diagnose, 'di ba? Pag nakita nila sa Facebook, sa Google, ha, ito yung ano ko, ito yung what do you call that? Ito yung sintomas ko. Oh my God, may cancer na ako, 'di ba? Eh, pag hindi ka nagtanong and you just depended on what they gave you, the information they gave you, chances are you can kill someone, 'di ba? So I have my brother's a doctor in physical therapy, my tawag dito, my neighbor is a nurse. So parang even if I'm not in the medical field, I know how important it is to ask questions. Siyempre naging pasyente rin ako, 'di ba? So um I suffered major nerve damage last year. So parang from August, I think August to November, talagang baldado yung kanang kamay ko, tas bato ko. So plus sinabi pa sa akin ng doktor was hindi na mawawala yon. It will subside pero hindi na mawawala. So parang it freaked me out. So I always try my best to be as elaborate as possible. If the doctor or whoever is checking me doesn't ask too many questions, I give too many descriptions just so that they can have an idea. Kasi ayoko yung di sila nagtanong tas mami-misdiagnose ako. So it became a habit for me to be elaborate. Plus madaldal talaga ako. I have to elaborate how I feel. So fortunately, I can move again. I can move my arm, my neck again. So kaya nanabarin ako kasi when I suffered from nerve damage, nag-stop ako mag-workout. Tapos parang ang tawag dito, hindi panic eating eh. But parang ganon. Diba? When you're anxious, when you're in distress, ka, yung kain ka lang ng kain or kain lang ako ng kain. So, yeah. Right now, I'm at least trying or planning at least to recover what I lost. Anyways, so yun nga, Socratic method is important, lalo na in your field. Also, it's one way of, yun nga, exploring who you are as a person. Thinking outside the box, di ba? Sometimes it's not enough to ask questions. Sometimes you have to get the answer on your own, di ba? Minsan, ganun. Especially if it's more subjective. Pag objective, you really have to ask questions. But if it's subjective and you think it's far more important to know your answer, sarili mo sagot, then yeah, do think outside the box lagi. That's why it's Socratic method, di ba? So you have to be inquisitive, you have to be very scientific. Um, Yan, dealing with whatever is yan in front of you or dealing with life in general. Okay, so again, going to his last statement or last statement, yung final words, ika nga, ni Socrates, an unexamined life is not worth living. Sorry, may putol. Wala yung is. Pero yun nga. Again, sometimes you will never find out things about you if you don't experiment, if you don't think outside the box. Ako, again, I'm in the media industry before. I worked for a local channel or local network. Nabuhay pa rin ngayon, so you know which network that is. I work in the ad agency. Tapos parang after that, and after working for abroad, I got back here. And then parang naisipan ko na lang, all of a sudden, parang mag, tapusin ko kaya MA ko. So I finished my MA and then I was granted or I was asked, I think I was asked. I was asked to teach in the university and that's NU. And then, yun, next thing I knew, I finished my doctorate degree and then I'm already on my almost 14th year in the university. So parang ang bilis ng panahon. Pero it all came up from this parang one risk that I took, 'di ba? I just wanted a new lease in life. Masyado na ako na-toxican sa media industry. Tapos after media industry pala I worked for my dad sa company niya. Tas medyo ayoko magtrabaho sa tatay ko. I had to look elsewhere. So before in between jobs, nag-apply ako sa university and I got hired. So yun, at least 'di ba? Um due to yun, thinking outside the box, you found out na yun nga, outside din your comfort zone, you found out another aspect, another um hemisphere ng buhay natin that you wouldn't be able to explore, you wouldn't be able to know if you did not take certain risks, 'di ba? So, yeah, that's basically what Socrates tries to impart to us by saying na know thyself. Okay? So masyadong melodramatic po ang ating first philosopher. Let's move on to our next philosopher, which is Plato. 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 Si Plato na ba ang nag-a-appear? Not yet. There you go. Try to maximize. So I've read some of Plato's details. So let's focus more on his contribution to our field. Three parts of the soul. Okay. Sometimes Plato's division of the psyche into its three main elements can be easily misunderstood. For Sigmund Freud's id, diba? Id, ego, and superego, diba? So minsan nami-misconstrue that it's the same, whereas it's decades apart, diba? Pero the difference lang is, you will find out later. Spoiler alert. Sorry. Plato's identification of these three distinct elements of a person's inner life is unique and can be validated by directly turning inward to one's own experience of the self. So most of the time, you will make use of reflections or self-reflections to be exact, for you to be able to get away, to be able to understand or pass through this particular segments natin ng course natin. Anyway, it's fun, di ba? Yan. Instead of id, ego, and superego ni Sigmund Freud, we have Plato's appetite, spirit, and mind. Appetite, which includes all our myriad desires for various pleasures, literally pleasures, comforts, physical satisfactions, and bodily ease. So you can think of this as ito yung wants natin, ito yung cravings natin. This is what we lust for. Whether it's sexual, whether it's material, whether it's physical. Ano nyo? Clothings, cosmetics, these can be considered appetites. Okay? There are so many of these appetites that Plato does not bother to enumerate them, but he does note that they can often be in conflict even with each other. This element of the soul is represented by the ugly black. Disregard natin yan. Dapat tutul ko yan pala yan. So going back, appetites, ito yung, this is where we derive pleasure from by means of material objects, sexual satisfaction, any luho, ika nga. Okay? So, with that being said, let's get another round of people here. My appetite, and this is part of your activity. So, you can choose um you can choose to share it with us here and share it on our activity or graded activity, or you can suggest something else for that activity and suggest something here. Okay? So, para sa akin, ang appetite ko right now are gadgets for my photography. Um, cameras, lenses. Um, despite us still being under the pandemic, dun ako naka-appreciate mag-photography ulit. I used to shoot in film back in college. Kasi nga, communications pa kami, para mass comm in today's setting. I shot film before, tapos after my nerve damage, parang yun yung naging therapy ko. That's why I was able to, move my hands again. So, yun nga, nahook ako sa pagbili ng mga camera lenses, actual cameras, camera gear, bags, everything. Yun yung appetite ko. That's what I crave for. Minsan when I go to Shopee or Lazada, those are the only things that I check or visit. Not necessarily check out, pero visit kasi hindi ko pa binibili kagad. Pero they're always on my add to cart or to my carts, di ba? So, with you guys, what are your current appetites? Let's hear it from, sino pa hindi ko natawag kanina? Miss Antimano.
Miss Antimano, are you with us? Oh, please. Tulog ka muna.
Okay, so let's just go with those people who raised their hands. Let's hear it from Joshua. Joshua?
Appetite ko po sir is same po tayo sir, photography po yung libangan ko. And ano po. And mga film po, minsan po gumagawa ko ng short films ganyan.
That's nice.
Tapos
Why are you here? Anong course mo?
Nursing po sir. Ano
Okay.
po sir, parang naging libangan po pantanggal ng stress yung photography ganyan. One shoot lang po ganun, tas minsan mga kapag may nakikita akong maganda pong i-capture, like maganda po yung scene or puro emotions, ganun po sir. Ina-capture ko po kahit random persons.
Anong tawag dito? Syempre, I've heard that you invest on film. You're using film camera.
Yes po sir.
Pinakamagastos na hobby yan. Photography in itself is expensive. Film camera photography is super expensive.
Opo, pero yung ginagamit ko po kasi kay mami ko. Kaya,
Kay what? Kay what?
Kay ma'am ko po.
Sa mom mo. Pero still, di ba? It's your film eh. Di ba?
Yeah. Kaya
magastos ang film. Tapos i-develop mo pa, di ba?
Lalo na sir, mga lens. Mas magastos.
Ay, oo. Ano ka ba? Parang interchangeable lens din yung yung camera mo.
Opo sir, pero meron din po yung yung
fixed lens, oo.
Opo sir, fixed lenses.
Pero film din.
Yes sir.
Mahal, grabe, mahal.
Yan mga photography.
Can you drop the link to your IG or IM or whatnot, Behance, whichever, para
Wala
ma-follow
po
kita?
post sa IG sir, pero sige po sir.
Sige, i-post mo yun, sayang. If this is art up,
sir,
ha?
Mayroon po kasi akong naka-post dati, kaso nawala po yung mga files ko kasi nawala yung phone ko. Almost 1,000 po na photos yung nawala.
Sayang. Now you're on film, di ba? So, it's a different ball game na dapat balik IG ka na or try IM. With IM, pre, you can sell the photos eh. Parang Instagram din siya. When you post it there, it will share it to Pixabay, to Shutterstock. You can monetize your photos. Yun yung ginagawa ko.
Kaya po, sir.
Yeah,
Dapat
it's similar
po,
to
sir.
Instax. Tama si Bidel. Okay, pero ang layo talaga ng field nito. Sa bagay, iba yung ambition, iba yung hobby, iba yung career talaga. Okay. Humble po si Joshua. Stalk niyo po sa Facebook. Sige, sige. Palapag na lang Bidel nung palapag na lang Bidel nung kanyang socials. Okay. Sige, thank you for that, Joshua. Let's hear it from si Bidel na. Kasi alphabetical pala eh. Ay, hindi. Alphabetical. Parang sunod-sunod siya eh. Sige, go, Bidel.
Ano sir, cleaning po.
What?
Po yung parang cleaning.
Maglinis?
Yes sir, parang comfort ko na po yun. Actually sir, ang pangit nga po ng comfort ko kasi yung gustong-gusto ko na pong pinapanood kung paano mag-organize ng ref, mag-grocery, ganun
Yeah.
sir. Parang minsan po, pag di ako inaantok, nanonood na lang po ako ng ganun. Tapos aantokin na po ako, sir. Tapos parang pag may problems po ako, ganun. Tapos makita ko pong madumi yung paligid ko po. Maglilinis po ako, sir, para yung attention ko imbis na sa problem ko. Parang yung lahat ng problem ko nalilinis ka sa paglilinis, sir, ganun.
I've heard of cleaning as a therapy, which it is, but I've never heard of cleaning as appetite. Ano yung parang nawawala ba yung sense of accomplishment mo pag hindi ka nakapaglinis?
Yes, sir. Gusto ko po lahat sa paligid ko malinis, sir.
Buti hindi tayo face to face kasi mukha akong dugyot eh. baka, baka masira ulo ni Miss Machini. Okay. That's interesting. JC.
Sir, my appetites are collecting guitars.
Isa pang magastos to. Gitara mismo yung kinokolekta mo, not strings
Yes
ha?
po.
Actual
Opo.
guitars?
Yes po.
Okay,
Kasi, sir,
another expensive appetite. Okay, tuloy.
Sir, kasi nakakatanggal po ng stress kapag gumagawa ng music, lalo na po kapag depende po kasi sa mood, parang pwede kang gumawa ng music kapag malungkot ka, sir, kapag angry or what. And there is so much more to music, sir, kaya yun po yung gusto kong ginagawa.
Yeah, oo. Marami pa sana akong tatanungin, o marami pa sana akong tanong. Kaya lang naisip ko nga, kay Joshua and I, photography, ang dami namin lens, ang dami namin gears, di ba? Pero isa lang naman yung ginagawa namin, which is to take pictures. Yung sa'yo, you create music, pero ba't gitara yung kinokolekta mo? Anong klaseng gitara yung mga lumanog? Or parang electric guitars? What kind of guitars?
Both po, acoustic and electric po.
Talaga. Mahal
Opo.
nun. Mahal din yun. So far, how many guitars do you have?
5 po.
Five is already expensive. Actually,
5.
one guitar is already expensive. How much
Yes
more is
po.
5? So, yeah, okay. That's nice. Do you have SoundCloud or YouTube that you
Wala po, sir. Nagpa-play lang po ako mag-isa, hindi ko po sinishare.
kadamutan itong taon to? Why? You should share your talent talaga, pre.
Sige po, sir.
Let me
Next
know pag
time, sir.
pag nakapag-compile ka sa YouTube or even SoundCloud, at least hindi naman video format ang SoundCloud, di ba? You can just have it in audio format or MP3 format, then upload lang. Okay na yun. Para ma-share namin dito.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Ay, actually, guys, na-mention ko na yata to last time, but if you will notice on our syllabus, midterm is supposed to be, was that finals? I forgot. Pero one exam is supposed to be a festival of talent, parang ganon. So, you better prepare. Basahin ko lang yung comments. Masyado na mahaba pa ito. Yeah, maraming write-up about kay Joshua, low-key crush ni Sean. Si Joshua, kay Sam naman, ang expensive niya naman. Ayan, may binibenta kaming guitars dito, JC, galing Japan. Oy, shit, ginawang marketplace na ang chat box natin. Maraming salamat, Sean. Okay, let's hear it from naman. This time from Trisha. Hello, Trisha.
Hello po, sir. My appetite nowadays is solve a crime.
What? Danan? Ano raw?
Mag-solve po ng crime.
Solve ng crime?
Yes, sir.
How? Ano yun? crime docus or what kind of solve ng crime?
Like,
Nasa
yung
police station ka ba lagi?
hindi naman po, sir. Mahilig lang po kasi ako siguro manood ng mga documentary about sa mga crime. Parang naging hobby ko na din maghanap ng crime tapos itatry ko siyang isolve.
Mhm.
Naisipin ko kung paano nangyari yun and what so on. Wala lang, naisip ko lang napaka-relaxing niya.
Relaxing ba yun? Parang alam mo yung you would need a lot of brain power, brain activity to
Parang,
do
sir,
that
may
eh.
thrill ka na din sa buhay, if ever.
Yeah. Okay. I think you would love mystery rooms or ano, mga
Yes.
ganon. Escape rooms na ganon. Parang detective themes. I think you would love that. Ang tawag dito, are you familiar with mga whodunit movies? Whodunit yung
Yes
parang,
po,
oo.
sir.
Gusto ko yun eh. Knives Out, Orient or ano yun? Orient Express? Tama ba yun?
Tama, sir.
Oo.
Lalo na yung mga series po na katulad po ng How to Get Away with Murder po.
Oo. Kaya lang, sobrang tagal kasi isa lang yung namatay yung una, tapos ang tagal, isang buong season. Kaya mas gusto ko yung mga movies na whodunit. TV shows, okay lang din. Kaya lang parang the first season of How to Get Away, parang I got bored na kagad. Masyadong prolonged yung yung
Sir, if
climax.
tapos mo siya, sobrang worth it. Ang ganda ng storya.
Fine. Sige, panonoorin ko na ulit. Okay. Yeah. For those people who are not familiar, mga Knives Out, mga yan, How to Get Away with Murder. Even Detective Conan, pinapanood ko yun kasi enjoy eh. Okay, thank you. Ay, nawala na, nag-hands down na si ano. I think that was si Miss Marbella pala yun. Next, we have Miss Antoinette.
Hi, sir.
Hello.
Nowadays po, may two appetite po ako. Yung isa po, same po kami ni Anne, which is cleaning po. And yung other, ay yung isa po, yung collecting K-pop albums po.
Oh, it's another expensive appetite. Okay. So, real quick, why cleaning? Miss Pangan, galawin mo yung baso.
Sir, sorry pa nawala
Ayun
po
ako.
yung signal.
Okay. Kala ko, nahimik na. Sige,
Ano po?
ano?
Ano po ulit yung tanong, sir? Yun.
Why cleaning? Mabilisan lang.
Opo. Ay, ano po, sir?
Bakit paglilinis?
Kasi po, sir, kapag madumi po yung surroundings, hindi po ako nakakapag-focus ganun. Pero, po, yung automatic na po yung gagalaw po yung katawan ko na maglilinis kasi po kapag hindi po talaga ako makagawa especially po ng mga school works ganun po.
Okay. So, for you to be more functional, dapat yung environment mo is conducive, 'di ba? So,
Yes po.
naglilinis ka. Okay, that's great. Okay. Now, K-pop merch. Okay. Like with I think JC and same with Joshua and I, K-pop merch is another expensive appetite. Now, this can also be connected with our topics of finance, which is called the material self. So ito yung material things that make us happy, di ba? And sometimes we cannot really invalidate this kasi it's part of who we are. It's it's our Maricondo, di ba? It brings us joy, di ba? So okay, why K-pop merch?
Kasi po sir, ang pupogi po.
Okay.
Ang pupogi kasi nila sir, inspiration po po sila.
Sige. I cannot argue with that one. Sige. Ito nagsabi si Sean, correct. Okay. So, do we have more? We have last one si Sean. Marami pala tayo, Sean. Kumbali, sir.
Sir, appetites ko ay playing video games at collecting K-pop merch din. At
Okay, sige.
Japanese comics.
Manga? Anong mga manga? Parang hentai, hindi naman.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure at Bleach.
Okay, okay. Oh, that's expensive, ah. Do you physically have
Hindi sir, ano lang, binibili ko lang kay mga pre-love or yung kamit na.
it's still a collection. Mahal pa rin yun. I would like to see that sa finals, sa material self. Kasi ako, I still collect comic books right now, pero not the kind of comic books that I have before, which is physical comic books. High school pa lang ako, nagko-collect na ako. It became really expensive. Ngayon, kinokolekta ko na lang siya via torrent. Download ko na lang siya, pero compilation pa rin. Pero ikaw, physical manga, di ba?
Opo. Pero
That's,
untranslated po yung akin, naka-Japanese pa rin. So, medyo mura po.
do you understand Nihongo or ano?
Hindi po. For collection lang talaga.
Kulit ng trip, pero collection talaga yun. Marami
Opo.
talaga.
Kasi dati po nagko-collect din po ako ng mga Pokemons eh. So, interested
Astig.
talaga ako.
Kasi with animes, you will always have subtitle or worst dubbed, 'di ba? Pero for actual manga, kasi ako I think I collected Yu Yu Hakusho dati. Yu Yu Hakusho, nagmanga ako dati noon. Ranma one half, nagmanga ako noon. And these are all English translated na. Ano yung ibig sabihin ni Beedle? Solo leveling. What do you mean by that, Beedle?
Manhwa po ata yun, sir, sa Korea naman.
Manhwa, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. With Korea, with Koreans, they call it webtoon ba?
Opo.
Yes
Opo.
po. Tapos, manhwa. Pero ibang spelling lang po. Pag Chinese ata, man, tapos H-U-A. Pag Korean, man, tapos W-H-A.
Okay,
Ata.
okay. Kasi syempre 'di ba, if we have ayan, hindi naman to literature class, pero syempre 'di ba, majority of influences from Korea were derived from Chinese or China din. So, yeah, that's great. Okay. We have more people. Oh, we have new ones. We have Jaya muna. Miss Jaya?
Rinig po.
Hindi. Wala kami narinig.
Siguro po this past few months po, exercising po.
Why
Kasi
exercising?
kasi po,
Health conscious ka ba? Body conscious or what?
kasi po nung bakasyon po wala po ako ganong ginagawa. So, para pong inaatake po ako ng anxiety, kinakabahan po dahil po paparating na po yung pasukan. Para lang po ma-lessen yung kaba ko.
It's more functional para sa iyo kasi parang stress reliever mo 'yon. So
Yes
you
po.
work out. That's great, You're not really body conscious but you need something. Kailangan mo ng outlet.
Yes po.
Okay, that's great. Tama. Munti ka na akong maatake eh. I was in a brink of feeling attacked. Workout kasi. Yun yung isa sa mga kinatatamaran ko. Any other than working out?
Hehe.
Ang sabi ni Jaya, gege. Gege.
Hehehe po.
Okay. Kala ko gege. Sige. Let's now move to Cheeky.
Recently po, sir, yoga and meditation po. Since nakaka-relax po talaga siya ng mind and ng body. And ngayon po, I never go a day without breathing, yung deeply po ganun. Kasi nakakawala po talaga ng stress.
Nice. Oh, ako lalo ako na stress pag nag-yoga ako, which we do usually every after work. Ang tawag dito, hits ko, if you're familiar with working out, hits yung high intensity training whatsoever. Mornings ko. And then afternoons, after work, yun yung parang yoga, meditation, yun yung ginagawa ko. Right now, not often, pero I try to do that at least more consistently. Okay, natama yun. Ang ganda siya. Ano yun mindfulness, di ba? You get to, katulad ng sinabi ni Jaya, nakakapag-ano talaga yun nakakapag-focus ka you get to, be calmer, di ba? Than you usually is, di ba? Jeremy, how about you?
Cycling po, sir.
Wow, cycling. Not competitive naman yun, as in stroll-stroll lang, or parang you challenge yourself sometimes?
Sumali po ako dati sa isang race po ng pro.
Saan yun pumunta?
ano po, papunta pong ano po, Alaminos po, Pangasinan.
From where?
To Tarlac po.
Oh, Alaminos to Tarlac. Malayo yun, ha? Teka lang, saan nga ba yung Alaminos? Iniis ko, wait lang. Alaminos. Nakapunta na ako dun eh. Saan nga yun? Bobo sa geography, no? Sorry, pero yeah, I've been there. Tapos Tarlac, I think I've been there na rin. Pero,
160 kilometers po.
oh. Yun. So, do you do that? Why?
Kasi po nakaka-relax po ng ano po. Kapag hindi ko po nagawa ng isang week po, parang ang bigat po sa katawan, parang ganun. Tapos hindi po refresh yung feeling ko po, parang ganun. Tsaka since nung mga bata-bata po ako is sobrang overweight and obese po ako. Kaya
Wow! Talaga, dapat pala nagka-cycling na rin ako. Pero malabo, cycling shorts nga. Alangan ako, cycling pa kaya. Anyways, sige na nga, try ko next time. Anyways, with your cycling or with Jeremy cycling, they can be both appetite and then our next is spirit eh. Kasi with spirit, yung mga challenging sports, whether individual or whether competitive, you're challenging yourself kasi. So that can be considered both appetite and spirit. Thank you for that, Jeremy. Pero yan, hindi ko kayanin yun. Pag
Thank
ako
you po,
nga,
sir.
lakad lang ako sa hagdanan, feeling ko stress na ako eh. How much more yung cycling ng Alaminos to Tarlac? Goodbye Earth. Hello, Shan. How about you?
Hello po sir. Ano po, sa akin po, singing, dancing, then sometimes po collecting of tumblers po.
Do you do that as at the same time? The joke lang. Collecting and dancing, singing kasama?
Yes po,
Okay.
parang hobby ko po yung kahit nakaupo lang, just to move my body po and to relax. Tapos
Yan.
kapag collecting of tumblers po kasi, pag yung cute po sa paningin ko, gusto ko po yung tumbler.
Oo,
And
sabagay. Pag hindi cute sa paningin ko, iirita ako eh.
Opo, basta
The
po
joke
cute.
lang. Okay, basta cute. Okay,
Opo.
currently how much have you spent on your collection? Yung mga cuteness overload mo.
Yung iba po kasi tinatapon ni mama pag ano, pag lumaan, like tinatanong niya po sa akin, siguro po above 1,000 pag ganun po, pataas na po.
1,000
1,000.
above na.
Yes
Oo.
po.
And how much ba yun? Yung mga isa-isa, mura lang.
Mura lang naman po. Yung iba po, yung mahal, tinatago ko po talaga.
Pero kasama na dun yung mahal doon sa 1,000.
Yes po.
So hindi ka pa nilalaman ng sistema.
Hindi po masyado.
Oo. Okay pa, nasa simula ka pa lang. Sige,
Yes po.
ingat ka na lang. Pag nalulung ka, delikado yan, magastos din yan.
Opo.
Okay. Vincel?
Rinig po.
Yes, pre.
Sa ngayon sir, mahilig po akong manood ng movies, films, gano'n. Parang yun nga, stress reliever tapos pang pass ng time. Mahilig ako sa mga sci-fi, ganyan. Favorite
Ooh,
director ko
nice.
po si Christopher Nolan. Sometimes nanonood din po ako
Nag-superhero rin si Nolan, di ba? Nag-Batman
yeah
siya,
po.
di ba?
Yes po. Tsaka mahilig din po ako sa mga gory films. Yung
Like what?
mga
Mga
maraming dugo, ganun. Kaya tulad ng mga Tarantino movies,
yeah.
kilala naman si
Siyempre,
Tarantino
Tarantino
bilang
eh.
gory,
Violent.
ganun. Ayun po. Tsaka sir, nangongolekta rin po ako ng sir, 7 Dragon Ball po. So far, nakakatatlo pa lang po ako.
Anong wish mo ba?
Sir, lang, bubuhayin ko po si Piccolo po.
Sige. May ubo
Yun
na
lang
yung
po
utak
sir.
nitong
Salamat
taon
po.
to. Salamat. Okay. After nung isang makapagdamdaming entry ni Vincel, let's hear it from Joseph. Mr. Rivera.
Hi po.
Hello.
Nung ano po ngayon, out of town po tapos playing volleyball po.
Mhm. Yung volleyball mo, is it competitive or parang for fun lang?
For fun lang po.
Unlike do sa kay Jeremy na sumasali siya sa mga competitions or hindi mo competition pero parang communities, 'di ba, that can be a bit competitive, yung sa'yo for fun lang yung paglalaro mo nun.
Opo.
Okay? Ano pa?
Tapos po nung out of town, kasi po parang nakaka-relaxing po tapos parang ano po, more in ano, nung parang relaxing lang po talaga siya, gano'n.
Yeah, out of towns are always like an adventure, 'di ba? Parang new
Opo.
environment, parang nare-refresh yung utak mo lagi, 'di ba? It's nice, 'di ba? Wag mo iisipin yung gastos, pero it's really calming, 'di ba? It also minsan it's humbling din, 'di ba? When you get to a new location, a new environment. Hindi mo kailangang expensive. Pero yung yung out of towns, it's really it really humbles ourselves talaga. You learning new cultures or different cultures from nakasanayan, 'di ba? Ganda siya. How many so far napuntahan mo?
Ano po, mga sa ngayon po mga ano pa lang, mga treat pa lang po kasi po bawal nga po lumabas kasi dumadami nga po ng cases ng ano po,
Yeah, may monkeypox
COVID.
pa, 'di ba?
Opo.
What's the best na napuntahan mo? Or where is the best na napuntahan mo?
Dun sa ano po, Ilocos Sur tapos po sa Vigan.
Ilocos Sur talaga yung vegan, 'di ba? Tama ba?
Opo,
Tama ba geography ko?
opo.
Yeah. Vegan, ito yung parang intramuros, 'di ba? Tama? Yung walled
Opo.
bricks. Yeah, ang ganda dun. I've never been there before. I've been or we've been to Pagudpod, yung northern part ng Ilocos. Pero yung south, hindi pa tayo napupuntahan. We intended to go there kaso nag-pandemic. Pero yun nga, isa sa mga bucket list ko rin yan. Ganda, ganda doon.
Opo, super ang gaganda rin po nung mga ano, nung mga structure tas po nung mga paligid po. Sobrang ano po talaga maganda, relaxing po talaga.
Hopefully makapunta kami soon. Or if not soon, hopefully within the 5 years within the 5 years nito kasi hindi natin alam kung kailan matatapos yung pandemic. One after another eh. Pero yeah, hopefully we get to travel back again. Thank you for that, Mr. Rivera. Last, we have Miss Jamela. Hello, Jam.
Hello po, sir. Rinig po ako.
Hindi ka namin narinig.
Ako po, sir, workout din po, ganon, watching movies and listening po to music.
Okay. Why do you work out?
Nakakawala po ng stress. Tsaka po, health conscious.
Wow.
Ganon. Feeling ko po ang taba ko.
Anak ng toko. Kung feeling mo ang taba mo sa mukha mo, how much more ako? Grabe. Ikaw, I imagine you to be parang petite, ganun, maliit na babae.
Tas sir, hindi po ako mabuhay ng walang music.
Oh yeah. Ganda yan. Back when I was still commuting to school or to work, I always pop up my my Spotify or my Apple Music.
Oh.
Lagi 'yun. As in minsan paiba-iba na ako ng earphone, ng AirPods, ng headphones just so I can listen continuously. Lagi ako nag-upgrade just because kailangan ko ng battery life. Pero yeah,
Mas
ngayon
type ko po yung music, sir, sina The Beatles po, Arctic Monkeys, gano'n.
because of your parents?
Hindi po. Mas gusto ko lang po yung mga old songs, gano'n.
Oo, pero again, who influenced you to listen to such music? Ikaw ba old soul talaga or may
Yes, sir.
nag-influence? Talaga? Ang galing
Opo.
Kasi it's common for us to kahit paano be influenced with current music, 'di ba? Pero old music, classics o
The
parang
best.
vintage, sometimes it's influenced or it was passed on by our parents eh. Pero ikaw, na-discover mo lang on your own?
Opo, sir.
That's nice. Okay. Ang galing. I was into Beatles before. Yun lang yung kinakanta ko sa videoke dati. Kaya feeling ko kasama ko matatanda. Kasi kami lang nakaka-enjoy. Pero yeah, right now, syempre, di ba, as like trends, bumabalik at bumabalik lang din yan. So,
Yes, sir.
Beatles is always it's all-time favorite talaga. Ganda. Eleanor Rigby, my favorite Beatles song. Ano raw? Jamela, galawin mo yung baso. Are you still there?
Kaya, sir.
Ayun,
Sorry
okay.
po, mabagal na unti yung...
Ayan, okay lang, okay lang. Akala ko nag-walk out ka na. Okay. Sabi ko, Eleanor Rigby ako.
Po.
Wala, never mind. Sige, see you next time.
Sir, hindi ko po kasi maintindihan. Sorry.
Sige, okay lang. Sabi ko, Eleanor Rigby, yung favorite Beatles song ko.
Oh, okay. Opo, so maganda.
Ah.
One of my favorite, rin po, ng kanta ng
Sige, wag na natin pahirapan si Jam. Mukhang nahihirapan na sa internet connection niya. Thank you, Jam. Para hindi ka
Thank
ma-stress
you,
out sa
sir.
internet mo.
Sorry po.
It's okay. It's okay. Let's have Miss Sinarao. Hello, Miss Sinarao.
Ano na?
Yes.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, do you hear my voice?
Yes.
Okay na ba?
Okay na. Go.
Sir, okay na?
Oo na.
Ano sir, kasi mo-workout. Yeah, in the past few months. Kasi sir, before, like almost 9 months na rin kasi ako hindi nag-workout. And then nababother na ako sa katawan ko, lumalaki na. So, sayang naman yung mga pants ko na hindi ko nakasya. Kasi before, 23 waistline lang ako. So, ngayon, 25 na. So, nababother na din akong tumaba. Feel ko, ang pangit tignan.
Mas
Hello?
nababother ako sa waistline na minention mo. Ang layo ng akin. Anyways, yeah, I get it. Oo. Ako rin right before the pandemic, I bought a lot of pants. Tapos syempre, during the pandemic, I wasn't able to use them. Tapos ngayon na parang medyo nagluwag, alam mo yun, when I try it out, or when I try them out, hindi na kasya. So, anak ng to ko. So, yeah.
Sayang kasi, sir,
Oo,
kung hindi ko
oo nga.
masusuot. Ayun.
True.
Ay, ano po? Tapos, TikTok.
Watching or shooting TikTok videos?
Yeah, create, videos.
Ay, talaga? You shoot videos? Talaga on TikTok? Sige, lapag mo na lang din yung what do you call that? Page ba yun? Or feed? Or what?
Hindi, wala. Naka lang, sir, private. Kung pwede, follow mo na lang din ako, sir. Baka gusto mo.
Yeah, I will. Ilapag mo nga para ma-follow kita. Ang tawag dito, why do you do TikTok videos when you only do it when you post privately lang? Bakit?
Wala. Ano kasi, sir,
Wala.
may mga strangers
Oh.
na tao.
And?
Parang, wala. Sa lang siya pinupost sa IG, ganun, Facebook. Kasi, sir, karamihan sa, friends ko sa Facebook, kilala ko naman. Ganun. Sa TikTok kasi, kadalasan
So,
yung
safe
mga
space
tao
ang
doon,
Facebook mo, ganon.
Po.
Safe space ang Facebook mo, kaya you just
Yeah.
normally post it. But on TikTok, it's private. Naka-private
Opo.
setting. Okay. Sige, kahit Facebook na lang. So I can follow you or watch your those videos na you seem fit to to show in public.
Gusto mo, sir, send ko na lang.
Sige, send mo dito sa chat. Go.
Thank you po. Thank you.
There's something there's something good about TikTok. I've learned a lot of parang photography related videos on TikTok that I never learned when I was studying photography. So parang nakakatuwa rin. Same with yun, using Excel, Word. Alam mo yun yung mga TikTok videos na napapanood ko na parang that made me want to watch TikTok videos. Yun talaga. Tapos syempre mga konting comedies. Pero syempre because TikTok is like Facebook na rin na medyo toxic na rin. That's why I uninstalled TikTok. Pero otherwise, the content, the community was supposed to be great talaga. Ang ganda. Ang dami maraming magandang TikTok videos that I kahit pa sometimes regret uninstalling my TikTok app. Anywho, okay, so the ones that we mentioned so far, that's what we call appetite. Ito yung parang for physical satisfaction natin, pleasures natin, material needs or material wants. Yeah, may pahabol pa ba si Miss Danica?
Wala po
Danica?
sir, napindot ang puso ko.
Okay. Maraming salamat. So yun, those are our or some of our appetites. Marami pa yan. Basta everything that we can derive pleasure from, whether sexual, physical, material pleasures yan, these are all appetites. Okay. Sorry, I had to turn off my camera because I'm vaping, Sorry. Okay. Next is our spirit. Spirit is our it's our aspect ng soul natin that looks for, that craves for competition, that craves for challenges, 'di ba? So kanina si Jeremy kanina, yung cycling niya, it can be competitive din or minsan chill lang. Pero the mere fact that sometimes it can be competitive, it can be considered spirit, 'di ba? You running for elections, 'di ba? Student council, SK or even yun, parang actual municipal elections, it's a challenge, 'di ba? It's a competition. You're competing against other candidates. Siyempre, we have sports. Typical sports natin are always competitive. Even yung board games natin, competitive. The video games that I play is not really competitive. It's not like Valorant. It's not like Call of Duty. It's two views, Bejeweled, Sims. Pero I make it competitive because I we keep tabs on our scores. Tas by the end of the day, we compare our scores. That's it. Diba? Medyo competitive pa rin yun. So, minsan paangasan kami ng scores. Ganun. Pero gone are the days that I play really competitive esports like CSGO. Ano ba nilalaro ko dati? I forgot. Yeah, mga online, mga MMORPG back then. Yun, yung mga nilalaro ko dati. So, yan. Because ayoko na malulong doon. So I stray away from those games and just play with mga relaxing games like Sims, Two Views, Bejeweled. Wala na ako 4 picks, one word eh. What else do I have? Plague Inc. If you're familiar. Ako yung unang gumawa ng COVID-19 on Plague Inc. Anyways, these are spirit. Um, ah, like ako, ito lang ang wala ko. I don't I don't aspire for higher positions sa workplace. Kasi 'di ba if you aspire for higher positions sa workplace, chances are um you will lose interest in your domestic life. Ayoko nun. I would like to have my domestic life more interesting than my work. Kasi work is just means to an end. Kailangan ko ng work para ma-enjoy ko yung ibang bagay na kina-enjoy ko like my photography, like my blogging, like my what else do I do? Ayan, my podcasting. If I aspire more sa work ko, sa workplace, sa NU, chances are I will probably lose some of the things that interests me. So ayokong mag-aspire na mataas. It's just enough. The position that I have right now is just enough for me to enjoy life, spend, and yeah. Basically, get get satisfied on a normal daily basis lang. Ayoko nung tipong big deal ka sa school, big deal ka sa workplace. Kasi the more entries you send, the more chances of winning. The with great power comes greater responsibility, di ba? Yung mga Spider-Man lang tayo. Pero yeah, I highly believe that. So chill lang sa akin yung teaching, chill lang sa akin yung pagiging GE director, and that's basically it. Okay. But for others, they derive happiness from competing. Talagang this is their driving force. This is their fuel. So, meron ba dito naman na wala silang appetite, but meron silang spirit? Yung they want to be challenged often. they would probably compete, they would probably aspire for higher positions or higher whatnots. If may fraternity kayo, gusto mo may position ka sa frat nyo or sorority, whatnot. Sinong meron naman dito nun? Ako, for work, wala. Pero I aspire to be better in my craft, which is photography. With blogging, yeah, of course you're familiar now with the Agaritis. It's a small website, but it's a thriving website wherein we have lots of contributors, not just in the Philippines but all over the world. Basically, we have some writers from the US, Australia, other Asian countries, 'di ba? And it's just me, and it's not monetized, 'di ba? Parang trip ko lang siyang gawin, and yung sa trip na yon, it became a bit expensive for me kasi I don't get anything in return. Pero syempre, I like the idea that I have this. Parang portfolio ko na rin siya in web design. Plus, yun nga, it's some sort of achievement for me. Um, una, I'm a comm student or I'm a comm graduate, edu background in the academe. Pero kahit papaano, the Agri-Writers is kahit papaano well-known in the fields of blogging, in the fields of literary, online literary communities. So parang para sa akin, it's an achievement on its own just to have this website. So same goes sa photography ko. I may not have the best camera out there. Again, I'm only siguro si Joshua lang yung maka-relate dito. I'm only using APS-C. APS-C is a cropped sensor. Hindi siya full frame. Pero yun, tas I don't buy expensive lenses. I have third-party lenses, manual or automatic. Pero gusto ko ma-hone yung craft ko. So that for me is yun yung parang pinaka-spirit ko. I want to be better at those things. Instead of sa company, instead of sa NU, gusto ko lang magturo na maayos. That's it. Get students parang get students OTE, na okay naman akong faculty or okay naman akong prof. That's enough for me. Ang goal ko talaga is to become better at my other desires in life, which is web design, photography, podcasting. Podcasting ko 6 episodes lang kami pero it's really popular lalo na in the photography community. So yun. Yun lang yun. Ang geeky ko, bad trip. 13 megapixel phone camera. I have a 10 megapixel classic camera if you're familiar with a Konica lineup or Fujifilm lineup. It's an X100. It's a 16 megapixel, and I have another one. It's a Lumix camera, Leica sensor, 10 megapixel. Pero by far they create the best photos pa rin para sa atin. Okay, yun. So that's appetite. How about you guys? Ano yung mga appetite natin? Kasi, again, Jeremy has it already. Na-share na yung appetite. Ay, sorry. Spirit niya, which is still cycling. So, both appetite and spirit niya yun. How about you? How about the others? Anong mga spirit ang meron kayong may share? May mga competitive tendency ba kayo? Or you just want parang to make a name for yourself? Those are spirits. Meron ba? Parang walang overachiever. Walang overachiever dito. Ay, si Miss Machini. Hello, Anne.
Hello, sir.
Mm.
Sir, yung feeling ko po na spirit ko is, kunyari po, groupings.
Mm.
Gusto ko po pag sinabi kong 7 a.m. sharp, dapat 7 a.m. po nakapasok na sa meet. Ayoko po nung late kasi po parang feeling ko pag may nabawas na 5 seconds or 5 minutes kakahintay sa isang tao po sa parang call po, gano'n. Parang feeling ko po yung 5 minutes na yun, ang dami pa pong pwedeng pag-usapan, ang dami pa pong pwedeng gawin. Parang gano'n, sir. Yun
Ikaw,
yung
you being late, ganon. Kaya ayaw mo ma-late, ganon.
Oo, sir. Parang parang feeling ko po yung oras po dapat kung ano po yung ganito, ganyan. Pag nagpapa-meeting din po ako, gusto ko pag 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. ay 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. dapat doon lang po magtatagal yung meeting po. Ganun, sir. Kasi
Okay,
feeling
okay.
ko po pag na-extend po, ma-extend at ma-extend, sir. Or pag may na-late na po na 2 or 3, parang imbis na matapos na po yung isang gawain, hindi po siya natatapos kasi po may kailangan pong hintayin, parang
Oo,
gano'n.
may hintayan factor.
Opo.
Sige. Dahil dyan, I'll try to dismiss you on time. The joke lang. Pero yeah, as simple as that, it can be considered spirit kasi you're challenging yourself eh. 'Di ba? You are being challenged to maintain a specific time management schedule or if not parang kahit paano you're trying to manage your time wisely sana. So any hindrances, any issues parang feeling mo nadiderail ka. That's spirit pa rin, tama 'yon. Okay, so thank you for that Bidel. Chiki?
Pagdating naman po sa competitiveness, I feel like competitive po ako in academics po mostly and also sa extracurriculars. Kasi po, since elementary, palasali po ako palagi and I think hanggang ngayon po, na-hone na po siya yung competitive side ko na kailangan po palaging sumali ako dito, kailangan mag-exceed ako dito, ganun po. Parang kailangan po may achievement po ako palagi to sense na meron po akong parang silbi. Yun lang
Yeah,
po.
that's true, that's true. Totoo 'yan. So guys, this is as early as now, this is parang segue ko na lang dito na sometimes let's try to avoid parang making fun of people na pabibo, bida-bida. Because bottom line, what you find, what you cherish in life, that's what they have eh. 'Di ba? So kung tayo trip natin, ako trip ko lang dati gumala. Tas pag may pabibo akong klase, I let them be. Kasi yun yung parang pinaka-spirit nila eh. I don't know these things yet when I was in college, pero I get to respect kung ano yung trip nila. If this is my trip, I know theirs is different. So ngayon, syempre because we are in the era of self-love and mental health, 'di ba? So now is the ideal time to be aware that yun nga, bashing someone for being pabibo, bida-bida, ano pa ba, overachiever, 'di ba? Let them be kasi kanya-kanyang trip tayo and that may probably be their spirit, 'di ba? If you take it away from them, then parang you're ruining their lives na as early as now. Okay? So ako hindi talaga ako I'm not an achiever despite me being a doctorate degree holder or youngest doctorate degree holder in the university back then. Ngayon marami ng doktor sa amin pero I was really the first youngest doctor that. Pero it was not a competition for me. Nagkataon lang. Nagkataon lang yun kasi bored ako sa buhay. Pero yun nga, for those people na alam ko talagang overachiever, I let them be. I don't belittle or make fun of them for being pabibo. And hopefully, we get to create this community, safe community here na kahit pabibo, hindi mapagtatawanan, hindi ma-minuscule, di ba? Okay, yun lang, na-share ko. PSA lang yun. Balik tayo sandali kay Jeremy. Iba daw yung spirit ni Jeremy. Jeremy, wiki lang, go. Wala na si Jeremy.
Hello.
Jeremy.
Hello po,
Ayun,
sir.
pre. Go.
Hello. Sir, yung spirit ko po talaga is yung studies po tsaka playing volleyball po. Kasi po yung playing volleyball po is umabot po ako ng provincial meet po. And since yun na po yung pinakamataas ko po na nakamit po tong athletic meet po. Yun po.
It's a huge deal, yung mga tipong kahit provincial na parang hindi lang yung tipong trip-trip lang na nagprobinsya ka, dumayo ka lang, pero it's a competition talaga in its own. It's a huge feat. And people derive happiness from competing, whether they win or lose at the end. Importante is nakapag-compete sila. And that's the challenge kasi that's their drive. Okay, thank you for that, Jeremy, sa pahabol. Cyrene?
Ay, hello po, sir. Feel ko po yung spirit ko, katulad din po sa ibang classmates ko, yung sa academics po. Kasi napapansin ko po habang tumataas yung year level ko, nagiging grade conscious na po ako. So, parang every achievement na nakukuha ko, every level. So, parang tinataasan ko pa na tinataasan. Tapos, ang nangyayari, parang if hindi ko po naabot yon sobrang nadi-disappoint ako and mas lalo kong pinupush yung sarili ko na mag-exceed pa, parang ganun po.
Yeah, tama yun. That's the basic nature of what being competitive is all about. It's not about competing with other people, but sometimes it's just competing with yourself, 'di ba? You have to outdo what you did before. You have to outdo what you accomplished before, 'di ba? For you to become ayan, constantly evolving, 'di ba? Tama. Thank you. At nawala na yung huling nagtaas ng kamay. Okay. So dahil nawala yung nagtaas ng kamay na huli, let's now go to the third and final aspect of self or soul, which is called mind. Mind, as compared to Sigmund Freud's, sa third na aspect natin, ito yung nagpe-play na parang ano siya, mid, tama ba yung term? Moderator, yan. Medial. Moderator, siya yung nagmo-moderate ng appetite natin, siya yung nagmo-moderate ng spirit natin. Siya yung nagbabalanse if we are having too much or we are lacking on these aspects. Like for example, before my photography, or when I stopped my photography, parang my mind is telling me to make use of something or to do something. Kasi naging stagnant ako. I did not design anything new. I did not create anything new. I did not do photography. So my mind was nagging me to do something with myself. I'm not an overachiever like you guys. I'm not even smart, pero I always try to create something different away from the academe. Ganun ako lagi. And nung time na yun, walang-wala ako. So parang that's why I felt bad. Mm. So, yun yung kadalasang nangyayari when you fail to do something and your mind is forcing you to do this or at least encouraging you to do this, hindi mo nagawa, ganun. Same goes. Pag ikaw nasosobrahan ka naman, tas it's now unhealthy, kunyari, our craving. So, kunyari lang, yung unhealthy hobby natin of collecting things. Before I collected gadgets, collected phones. There was a point na 3 yung phone ko sa isang semester at the same time. Yung isa walang SIM. Right now, I have 2 phones. Yung isa walang SIM. Pero back then, I had 3 phones, dalawang SIM, Smart and Globe, and then walang SIM yung isa. Nagkataon lang yun. Pero still, magkakaibang platform. I have a Windows phone, I have an Android, and then I have an iPhone. So, yun, hoarder ako eh. May tendency ako na mag-hoard. So, my mind often told me na parang, oy, tama na yan. Hindi ka naman nakikinabang dyan. It's basically, you get to have 2 phones, pwede. Pero having 3, Windows Phone doesn't have any good features. So para saan pa ang third phone mo? So yun yung mind na nagsasabi na nag-arbitrate ika nga na if it's too much or it's too little. So yeah, same goes for challenges. My mind or our mind would tell us na parang, ay, because you're driven, you need to achieve something. You need to pursue something. Yun yung magdadrive sa'yo. Or sometimes ito na yung magsasabi na, you've had too much. You've competed already with this and that and that. So, magpahinga ka muna. Again, siya yung nagmo-moderate ng natin, ng both appetite and spirit natin. Hence, our activity for today, if you will be nice to visit our, sige, I'll share it na natin before we dismiss that it's almost time. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, checking our themes, and this is on a desktop version. Our activity for today is M Act 1. Yeah, you are to share something about your 3 aspects. So similar to what we did just now, this time, syempre, on a written format. So, magsusulat lang kayo either in an essay format or an enumeration format. So, pwedeng letter A, ang style nyo, you'll do one appetite versus mind, one spirit versus mind. Wala nang appetite versus spirit kasi it's minsan nagko-compete. Pero, if applicable, you can do it din naman. So, pwedeng ganitong format, comparison, or pwedeng enumeration format. So comparison, it should be essay format. Pero for letter B, it should be enumeration format. So parang bullet types na lang. So enumerate nyo lang ano yung different appetite nyo, ano yung different spirits nyo, and ano yung how your mind fought those cravings. Ganun lang. So again, the first one, comparison. appetite versus mind, spirit versus mind, siyempre 'di ba, mind yung nagmo-moderate, and appetite versus spirit if applicable. And letter B, enumerate nyo lang kung ano-ano yung mga appetites nyo. So some you have mentioned already here. You feel free to still include them on your list or create new ones. Or yeah, that's about it. Pwedeng ulitin niyo yung sinagot nyo dito or pwedeng come up with some more na hindi nyo kagad naisip kanina when we were doing this sharing. Tapos the format is, syempre, file name natin, section code, which is NOR221 space last name, NOR221 space act 1 space last name and then first name dot PDF. So PDF format lang po tayo, guys, so that we can retain the authenticity, we can retain the structure, whether it's short. Again, there's the minimum lang is 10 sentences. You can have more, pero I would still always prefer what has depth than a number of words or a number of sentences. Kahit maikli yan minsan, if it's understandable, if it has the right meaning, wala namang problema sa akin yun, and you won't be deducted naman if it's less the number of sentences. Pero as long as the thought is there, okay na sa akin yun. So the deadline is on Wednesday, August 24. Yeah, hanggang 11:59 PM. 25 points. The rubric is on our journal tab. Ito yung 25, 18, 15. Meron pa bang bababa doon? Or 0. Okay? So, if you get to submit within the grace period hanggang Wednesday natin, that's 25 points. After that, that can be 20 or that can be 15 or 15 pag umabot na kayo ng next, pag umabot na kayo ng finals at hindi nyo pa rin napapasa, that will be 15 kahit na gaano kaganda yon. Either way, you will still be graded unless lang hindi kayo magpasa, which will give you a 0. So, this particular activity will be or should be submitted on the assignment section natin. So, I can easily give feedback. I always give feedback. Whether I give a perfect score or not, I always give feedback. Minsan, it's always perfect score, pero I will always provide my insight or at least comment man lang. Side comments, if it's funny or if I can relate, I will put it there. Okay? So, ang importante is, yan, you get to write more about yourself. Again, this is tangible, measurable evidence of who you are as a person, eh. Diba? So, why not make it, why not complete it? Why not, ito paano, experience collecting evidences of who you are talaga. Okay? So, guys, do you have any questions? Sorry, naputol tayo hanggang kay Plato lang pala tayo. Hindi na tayo nakapag-Descartes man lang. Please try to read na lang the remaining philosophers. And yeah, hopefully I can see you all again or you can see me on our asynchronous meeting on Thursday. When I say yes, Anne?
Sir,
Yeah.
pinapatanong po ni Sean
Mm.
kung handwritten daw po ba yung activity?
Kung kaya niyong gawing PDF yung handwritten, hindi, wag na, wag niyo pahirapan sarili niyo. You can write it on Word format, export it on PDF. That's it. Wag na kayo mag-handwritten. Baka mahirapan lang kayo sa pagsusulat and then i-screenshot niyo, pipicturean niyo na lang ba yun? Ganon. Ano lang, Word document na lang na i-convert niyo sa PDF para madali. If it's all okay with you. Kasi para sa mas madali yun compared to you'll write it on a piece of paper, take a picture of it, convert it into PDF, mas hassle eh. Whereas with Word document, di ba, save as no, then PDF kagad, then that's it. Okay na yun. Okay, so most of the time, it will be like this. Word document lang or basta PDF lang. Wag nyo nang i-handwritten para hindi kayo maano. Especially those people like me na medyo pangit ang handwriting. Okay, so last 3 minutes. That's up on our assignments page or assignments module. You can check it out. Then post nyo lang doon. If it becomes, well, hindi naman, wala namang picture doon eh. Eventually, if you have similar activities in the long run, make a sound picture or if ever video, and if it's difficult for you to upload it there, what you can do next time is post it on your Google Drive, OneDrive, Drive, ano pa ba? Dropbox or Box or any other online cloud storage. Tapos share the link na lang dun sa assignments module. pwedeng ganun yung gawin natin in the future. Wala na for if ever lang may mga videos tayo or photos, you'll have photos. Hindi lang puro writing tayo kasi this is not a writing class naman. You'll have other activities that will kahit paano will help you learn more about yourself or at least discover more about yourself by using different platforms like Canva. Will make use of Canva and some other stuff pa na lang napagtripan ko lang. Joke lang. Pero yeah, I try to make understand myself more social media like. Okay, so guys, last 2 minutes. Any other questions before I start kicking you out from this call? Wala na. I kick you out kasi pag minsan hindi natatapos yung call pag may nakatulog tas hindi umaalis. Yeah, so I would rather leave or have you leave and then wait for others na hindi pa nakakaalis. Ako na lang yung magki-kick out sa kanila. So guys, pag wala na tanong, I'll see you all or you'll see me on Thursday na lang for our asynchronous. Thank you guys and have a great day.
Thank you po.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you po.
Bye. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
po.
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Thank you po,
Thank you
sir.
po. Thank you po.
Sir,
Bakit?
may clarify lang po ako.
Ano yun?
Yung sa format B po, di ba po i-bullet po yung sa appetite and spirit? Yung sa mind po banda, gawing essay format po ba yun? Tapos minimum of 10 sentences po? Or ibubullet pa rin?
Ulit na rin. Oh.
Bullet
If
na lang.
it's-
Sorry. If it's related to the appetite or to the spirit that you previously mentioned, pwede mo nilang i-bullet na rin yan.
Pero if yung kapag ang explanation ko po is much better, ay parang mas prefer ko po yung sa essay format, okay lang po.
No worries. Oo, if whichever you prefer, kaya nga may choices. So if ever may pwedeng i-essay naman. Oh, wala namang pagdating doon, wala namang specific sentence count or word count naman.
Basta po yung sa appetite and spirit po, naka-enumerate, naka-bullet lang po.
If pinili mo 'yun. Oo, yeah.
Okay po. Thank you po, sir.
Salamat.
Sir, may tanong lang po ako.
Ano 'yun? Hindi ka sumagot.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah, okay
Ano
lang.
po? Yung sa B po, yung enumeration po, pwede po ba i-essay format ko rin po para po mas ma-explain ko po